I rang and made an appointment and went, and I went up one little flight of stairs to see this woman, and I was so out of breath when I was speaking to her, and it was just chance that she had seen leukemia before. I'm Ruby Walvin. I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia in March 2019. I guess I kind of ignored the symptoms for a little bit because I thought that it was just that being a student and my university is quite stressful. So I was stressed and tired and run down, and when I was feeling unwell, I kind of just thought, like, I had a lot of work to do, so I was like, I'm just going to get on with it. I've been feeling quite breathless, really struggling with my breathing. I just thought that I was unfit because I've been drinking a lot and partying and stuff like that and not going to the gym. So I kind of thought that was a factor of it. But then I was having like my singing lessons and my voice was terrible. I was really struggling to get to get any of the words out and to properly sing, and I'd have a lesson on the 6th floor and I'd take the stairs. By the time I got up there, I was like, I'm going to pass out. I could just like feel it coming on. I also got like shin splints, which is the bone ache area of the leukemia, which I didn't realise at that point. Again, I thought that I was just unfit. I also lost a lot of weight and my appetite really went down, and I had like bruising on the back of my thigh and stuff. But again, I just thought this was all just part of being like a student, and maybe I need to eat a bit more veg and kind of focus on my health a little bit more. And then one night I went to a friend's gig and I started to feel a bit unwell, a bit flu-like. And I was like, I'm going to go home after she played. I was like, I'm going to go back. And I didn't have a drink or anything that night because I was like, that's how unwell I felt. Didn't have a beer. So I started walking back and I got to the top of this hill, and there was a wall and it was right near my university accommodation, and I just collapsed onto the wall. And then I got my flatmate to come and get me, and I felt awful. And the next day I went to a walk-in centre, and she was a bit like, oh yeah, you do look quite pale, but we can't do a blood test, and maybe you're anemic. And then she sent me on my way, and I was like, what am I meant to do? And she was like, oh, well, we can't really do a blood test. Maybe try and book in with your doctor. And I was like, well, I bloody tried that. And so I went home. At that point, I just wanted to get in bed and go to sleep, which I was very tempted to do. But something inside me just kind of said, like, don't do that. You need to go and have a look and see what this might be. So I went to like a student health clinic, but just by chance. So I rang and made an appointment and went. And I went up one little flight of stairs to see this woman, and I was so out of breath when I was speaking to her. And it was just chance that she had seen leukemia before. And she was like, oh, I really don't like how you look right now, because I was like see-through at this point. And then she was like, I don't usually do blood tests, but I'm going to do a blood test. So she did a blood test. My friend had come with me actually, and she was like, okay, Ruby, I'm going to send you to A&E. And I was like, oh really? I was like, being dramatic, trying to send me to A&E just because I'm a little bit anemic. And she was like, no, I'm sending you to A&E. And I was like, okay, I'll get me and my friend will walk. And she was like, no, don't walk, get a taxi. So then I went to A&E, and then it kind of started from there. They said to me, like, well, I think we're going to keep you in. Again, I was very oblivious to the situation. I didn't realise what was happening. I think we're going to keep you in. And they were saying things like my white blood cell count was low and my platelets were low and that all my blood had dropped. And again, I just thought that I was anemic. And then my parents came later on, and the doctors came back in, and he said, well, we've got a few things that we think it might be. It was like a few choices. None of them were very nice. It was like pick your poison sort of stuff. And then he said at the end, he was like, or leukemia. And I kind of like, my mood kind of switched. And my dad was kind of looking at me, and he was starting to get upset. And then I started to get upset, and then it kind of just went from there.